So you're the seventh most influential person in the NFT space, according to Money, which is crazy. And now you're queen of the metaverse. I mean, it's a bunch of nerds and Paris Hilton. It's a bunch of these like inside, hardcore, NFT, into the weeds, kind of geeky about it. And then there's Paris. And not only is Paris in the mix, but like she's accepted into this community. And I go, in what world does that even make sense? You know, how did you get into NFTs and how did you get accepted, I guess? How did that all go down?
I'm Tom Ward, and over the last couple years, I've had the chance to sit down with some of the biggest celebrities and influencers in the world. What I've always found most fascinating is the stories of the businesses that they've built behind the scenes. On this show, you'll get an inside look of what it takes to build a successful business from some of the biggest celebrities, business people, and up-and-coming entrepreneurs in the world. This is The Tom Ward Show.
Hey guys, welcome to The Tom Ward Show, where we talk to the biggest entrepreneurs in the world, and we're sitting here with the artist formerly known as Paris Hilton. Now she is known as the queen of the metaverse. Since 2006, she's built 45 branded stores, 19 different product lines, which have generated over $4 billion in revenue. She's everywhere. Like I said, she's queen of the metaverse. She's very influential in the NFT market. She was recently named the 7th most influential person in the space by Money. She invests in early seed startups. She's got podcasts. She's everywhere. She's taking legislation to Washington, D.C. We're going to talk about all of that. That's a lot.
Yep, it's doing a couple things.
Now, when you came up and you started getting famous, right, could you ever have imagined this, that you'd have this portfolio of businesses? Was that the plan at the beginning, or could you not see that far ahead?
Ever since I was a little girl, I always had these big dreams. And I feel, since a young age, I've always really just seen into the future and been an innovator and a visionary ever since the beginning. But, I had no idea it would be on this level. Like, I am just blown away by just all the different projects I'm doing. And it's just so exciting to be doing things I love and I'm passionate about on so many different verticals and different spaces.
And you're everywhere. So how do you manage all that? I mean, just the content alone, right? You got to be on Instagram, you got to be on Twitter. Now we have the metaverse to deal with, Web3 stuff coming up, in the NFT space. Like, how do you manage that? Is there a whole team behind you helping with this?
Well, I have 6 clones, so...
Oh, do you really?
I'm kidding, but I wish I did. Yes, I have an incredible team. I actually built my new media company called 1111 Media. Mm-hmm. So I basically have just experts in every single different type of area. Since I'm doing just so many different, types of things, I need people who specialize in each area. So we are running this media company, and it's just been so exciting, just everything that's happening.
So when you started out, I'm guessing, I knew you were making money from appearances. That's kind of how it started, right? And I don't even want to call you an influencer because you were really the first, whatever you want to call it, right? But were you getting brand deals at the time? Like now, you get a couple 100,000 followers on Instagram, you get a, flat tummy tea deal, or you get a Bang energy drink deal and stuff. Was that even a thing back then? Did brands start to approach you to kind of rep them?
Yeah, even before there was social media, I was an influencer before there was a name for it.
Yeah.
So I'm the OG and the creator of all this. But yeah, back then I was always getting offers just for different products, or even just, walking on the street, they want like a shot of me holding like a certain, purse or a fashion item or a product. And then obviously attending events all around the world and clubs and inventing, getting paid to party. So yeah, I was always doing this before, but now with this technology available, it's like just on another level. And I love that now other creators are able to follow in my footsteps and be inspired and do the same thing.
And it's pretty cool because you're like an OG. They all look up to you, which is great. And we're going to talk about something that no one's ever asked you, I don't think, in an interview, and probably no one will in the future. Your Rainbow High appearance. I want to talk about that. But yeah, I mean, you really are, and people watching this, 99% of you will have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's okay, we're gonna save that for the end. But the point is that these kids kind of look up to you because you did pave the way, and now they're expanding beyond just the brand deal. When did you figure out that, okay, I can hold this energy drink or this bottle of water and make them money. Yeah, they're paying me, but they're making all the money. I'm helping them make money. If I had my own product, there's probably more money in it doing it that way. So when did you make the switch and realize that, okay, I can make these companies a ton of money by promoting their product, but if I have my own product, I could promote it, I got a huge following, and I could probably make more money doing that. When did that switch happen?
It actually happened during The Simple Life, because when that show premiered on Fox, we had 13 million viewers. The show was a huge hit. And I just realized, you know what? I have a platform now where I can actually leverage it to build a brand. And I started creating my first fragrance. And from there, just started doing product lines from there. And, you know, my dream was always to have one perfume. And now I'm about to release my 30th fragrance. So, yeah, it's just been incredible. And now I have 19 different product lines. So, yeah, I learned and I think kind of created that, way of being a personal brand, like a human being as an actual product and brand.
So when you were getting all that flack and people were saying, oh, she's just famous for being famous, she doesn't sing, she doesn't dance, what's her talent, right? So I'm sure you heard that a million times, but you had the last laugh because you saw something no one else did. You saw this to go, okay, I've got a platform and I'm not gonna be a one-hit wonder. I'm not gonna be that girl that, oh, remember her? She was on that show 10 years ago. I wonder what happened to her. You go, now's my moment. I'm going to build a personal brand. I've got products coming. I'm going to build off my following. And did you kind of look at the criticism and just kind of it roll off your back and go, I know what I'm doing, guys. You'll see.
I definitely always had a plan, and my plan was right. And, people were saying famous for being famous, but now that's literally created a whole new genre of celebrity where you see people now who are doing the exact same thing. So I think it's amazing where you could actually, build your fame and everything just off being yourself. And back then I had no publicist, no stylist, no manager, no agent. It was just me, just being myself, going out there, getting photographed and making a brand out of it. And now so many people are, following in my footsteps and doing exactly what I did.
I saw you at Coachella, and when you go, every influencer's there. It gets kind of annoying because you start saying, hey, here's my Coachella look. And, you see all, people start posting about it weeks ahead of time, right? But I saw you there. What's it like for you being there when all these kids, Tana Mojo, I've interviewed her, I got to know her well, right?
Funny.
She's great, but all of those people, do they look up to you like as a mentor and like with respect? How do you interact with them? Do they come up to you? What's it feel like?
I'm friends with a lot of them, and of course saw a lot of them at Coachella, and it always just makes me so happy and proud because they all come up to me and like, you're the OG, you're the reason that I'm doing what I do. Like, I've looked up to you forever, and I just always wanted to be like you, and asking me advice on like, how do I build my brand? Like, how do I have product lines? So that was another reason I wanted to build 1111 Media, because after being in the industry for the past 2 decades and just learning everything and really understanding the creator economy, I just wanted people to have a place where they could launch their own businesses and products and content and whatever they like. So yeah, I just love meeting everyone and just hearing all the amazing things they say to me.
What did you learn early on starting all these businesses, right? So you're starting your fragrance brand, you're starting to understand things like, simple things like managing a team and setting expectations and, quarterly goals and the financials and all that stuff. What were some important lessons you learned early on that, aspiring entrepreneurs that are watching this could go, oh, okay, that's something I'll look out for. Does anything stand out?
Yeah, definitely. I think especially in Los Angeles, Hollywood, you really need to, surround yourself with people that you can trust who have good intentions, because unfortunately not everyone does. So definitely do your research on the people that you're gonna be partnering with, make sure that they're good people, and make sure that people understand and really believe in you and your passions and really could help, bring that vision to life. I think that's what's most important.
When you started out, how did you fund your original businesses, right? Was this all your money or did you get partners? How did that work?
I just did it all myself. I had, everyone reaching out to me, offering me clothing lines and perfume deals and handbags and shoes and makeup and all of that. So I started working with the licensing company and, you know, picked the right partners and have built, you know, amazing empire with that. But now I'm taking it to the next level where I feel like the licensing model is just old school. And, you know, the future of that is building the brand myself, owning the product line 100% myself, and not really having partners because, you know, I'd rather just own it all.
Wow, good for you. And were you nervous at the time, or were you just young? And the beauty of being young sometimes is you don't know any better, right? Just, hey, I'm putting out real cash that, you know, it took me a while to make this kind of money. I'm putting out serious money to invest in this, and I could lose it. You know, was there any thought of that? Or it sounds like you were always like, knew somehow it was going to succeed.
I've always been a risk taker and someone who loves to be innovative and be a first at things. So I've always believed in myself, and I've always worked so hard. And everything that I've done for myself. And I'm really just grateful to my family because obviously coming from a privileged last name, they could have easily just, you know, given me what I wanted. And, you know, I just feel that when you do that with your children, it just destroys them. You really need to instill the hard work ethic in them. And I'm just so grateful that my parents did that to, you know, my sister, my brothers and I. And I don't think that I would be, you know, the businesswoman I am today if that had not happened. So.
And your mom's the greatest. I watch Real Housewives. She's my favorite.
She's so funny.
She's unbelievable. I just saw something Shaq posted on Instagram or Twitter or something. He said, I got to remind my kids all the time, they're not rich. I'm rich. You know, which is a good point. You know, you haven't made any money, right? I did it all. So, you know, check yourself a little bit, you know, calm down. So I think that's a great approach to raising your kids. And I think they did a great job, obviously.
It is. It just feels so much better for yourself to have that satisfaction and be like, wow, like, look at it.
This.
Yeah, I did this.
Yeah, I did this. I think it was in a handout.
Yeah, if you're handed things, you just don't appreciate it. And I feel that I have a lot of friends, obviously, who, you know, that they have just been handed things and they've never worked a day in their life and they're just not happy because I feel like they're just not, they don't feel accomplished. They don't feel like they've really done anything in life. And I don't know, I feel, you know, money does not buy happiness, but when you make it yourself, it does.
So let's talk about the NFT space, right? So I am fascinated because I get to contribute to Forbes. So one of the real benefits of that is if I'm interested in something or, you know, a topic that I don't know about, I just go, who's the biggest person in the space? And I go, hey, can I interview you for Forbes? And they just say yes. So I'm like, this gives me kind of a leg up on the average person wanting to learn, you know, about NFTs.
Totally.
And I interviewed Matt Medved from NFT Now, who you probably know, and a couple other guys, and your name kept popping up. And I'm looking, and no judgment on them, but I'm like, it's a bunch of nerds and Paris Hilton. It's a bunch of these like inside, hardcore, NFT, into the weeds, kind of geeky about it. And then there's Paris. And not only is Paris in the mix, but like she's accepted into this community. And I go, in what world does that even make sense? You know, how did you get into NFTs and how did you get accepted, I guess? How did that all go down?
Well, if you didn't know, I am a huge undercover nerd. I may not look like it on the outside, but inside I am. And I've just always been obsessed with technology, the future, video games, art, crypto. So I got involved in the crypto space back in 2016 when I had dinner with the founders of Ethereum in Berlin. And we became friends, and then I just became obsessed with crypto and invested into it, which was a great time.
In 2016,
Yes, and then in 2019, I got approached by Cryptograph because the Australia fires were happening, and they wanted to raise money. So I got an iPad and drew my cat, called it a crypto kitten, and we had that sold for the charity. And then I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, you know, digital piece of art that could raise all of these funds, and now it's an NFT. And this was before the whole NFT craze. And then I was on Clubhouse a lot during the pandemic because
everybody was, you were on there a lot?
I was on there all the time.
Oh, cool.
Like literally late at night, like meeting all the different leaders in the space, became friends with like Whale Shark and all these other really just brilliant people.
And they really are brilliant, these people
So
in the
brilliant.
space.
The space is incredible. And I've just met so many friends, and I love how everyone's so supportive of each other. Everyone really lifts each other up.
Yep.
And it's so different, especially than Hollywood, because I don't know, it's a different mentality.
100%.
Like everyone wants to like support each other. But the Web3 space, I think everyone just really wants to push it forward. And that's why I just feel just proud to be one of the leaders in the space and be a voice and really bring it mainstream. So, anytime I'm in an interview or whatever I'm doing, a lot of people don't even understand what an NFT is.
Sure. Explain what an NFT is in case somebody's watching and doesn't know what it is.
It's a non-fungible token. It can be anything from art to experience to just digital collectible, digital wearables. There's just so much that it entails, and I love that it really gives the power back to the creator. And just the traditional art world, it was so different, where an artist would only receive the commission or whatever on the sale, the first sale.
Yep.
And now for the end, till the end of time, even like when they're not even here anymore and their kids will be able to benefit and always get a commission every time it's sold. So I really love that that is available, and that not everyone could get into Art Basel or all these different art galleries, but now with NFTs it's possible for anyone around the world with a talent and their art could put it up there and make their dreams come true and make a living for their family and support.
Yeah. And for people who aren't in NFTs, somebody watching this is like, I've heard about NFTs and I kind of want to get into it, maybe buy some. I know about OpenSea, but how do I know what I'm getting and where do I start? Where would you recommend they start?
I recommend they start going to Origin Protocol.
Okay.
I love working with them. I'm actually an investor and advisor, and they are an incredible platform, and they always just have amazing drops with like the sickest artists. So I would definitely check that out. And yeah, it's just really important, when you're buying NFTs to do your research on those as well, because, you really want to, invest into projects that you believe in. But for me, I love just supporting all artists. So I don't really think of it as like an investment sort of thing. Like I have bought thousands of NFTs, and it's mostly just to support artists that I really want to uplift and empower.
And I really like you're also focused on helping women in the NFT space, especially women artists.
Yes.
I'm not a woman in the NFT space, so I don't know. Is it tougher? Do they get a lot of pushback, or what does she know? It's kind of a boys' club. Is it like that at all, or is it getting better, or is it more inclusive?
It's getting better, but it's definitely a male-dominated space. And I've dealt with adversity in the male-dominated space, whether it comes to business or even being a female DJ. So I really wanted to use my voice and my platform to uplift these female artists. So I've done so many different projects uplifting them, like with Seven's Foundation grant, which is I did an all-female art show called Empowered by Paris, and that was incredible.
Didn't you sell 25,000 NFTs or something?
That was for my drop with Origin Protocol.
Oh, okay.
I did a drop with Super Plastic, and I made my Forever Fairy Tale, this piece, and we sold 25,000 of them. And I wanted to bring it in at like a low price point so that it would be more accessible to people.
Okay.
And it was 11/11 because my media company,
time, yeah.
and it's good luck. And we did the research, and it was 65% of the people who bought the NFT this was their first time, opening a wallet. They'd never owned an NFT before. So just bringing in 65% more people into the space that, didn't even know about it before, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty inspiring too. And you're not, that's one of the passions you're into, bringing women artists along, getting new people in the NFT space. What other projects or, causes or charities are you passionate about and involved in?
I am involved in just so many different things, but the thing that I'm most passionate about right now is the advocacy work I'm doing. I've already changed laws in 7 states because when I was a teenager, I went to the school called Provo Canyon School and other schools like it where they were just abusive on a daily basis, emotionally, physically, verbally, psychologically. It was just it blows my mind that there's people like this who exist in the world, and it's still happening today. It's a multi-billion-dollar a year industry. So we've changed laws 7 states, but now taking it to a federal level so that in all 50 states, this will be illegal. So I'm going back to Washington, D.C. Next week and pushing this forward, and I will not stop fighting until change is made.
Good for you. It's great to see you too, because it looks like, it's real easy when you own a business or you're an entrepreneur to just focus, and I know people like this, right? It's the P&L, am I growing and at what rate? What's this quarter looking like? What's next quarter looking like? We want to go public someday, so we're just focused on that. Where with you, it seems like, yeah, of course I want to make money, and of course I want to create products I like and I think other people will like. But with you, it sounds like there's a little something more behind that. Like, it's my job to kind of help at the same time. And do you believe there's a way to do both? To create a successful business or a brand that's also helping people at the same time? Is that a goal of your when you start a company?
For me, definitely. At this point, if I just didn't want to work the rest of my life, I would be completely fine.
Sure, I'm sure.
So money is not a driving force for me for anything. Like I do what I love, what I'm passionate about. I love that with what I do, I can help others and uplift them and empower them. And spend a lot of my time on my advocacy work, which is something that is obviously close to my heart and a huge passion of me. So for me and for anyone, I think it's important when you give back when you can, because there's so many people out there that need that help and support. And I'm happy that I could be, one of the people who do that, because we need more of that in this world, and people to just, radiate kindness and empathy and to give back.
Yeah, 100% agree. And hopefully somebody watching this will go, yeah, and I'm guilty of this too. It's like, I want a regular commitment, because it's easy to go, yeah, I want to do some charity stuff, or I want to do back, but you don't have anyone you want to work with or any cost definitely you want to support, or, when am I going to do this and how logistically is it going to work? Do you have any recommendations on if people want to get involved in some kind of charity or some kind of cause, how do they incorporate it in their life? Because you're extremely busy, but somehow you find the time for this stuff. So how can people incorporate it in their lives, you think?
I think just what they're passionate about. If it's about helping women, children, animals, the planet, there's so many things that you can do. And I love now with, the blockchain, there's all these charities that are going on there with NFTs and everything. So everything is transparent because, unfortunately, there's, some of these different charities where legally they only have to give 5%. So they're keeping the other 95%. And
for admin costs and all this other nonsense,
and it's
big
just,
salaries.
And if it's not on the blockchain, no one knows where that money is going. And I just think that's so unfair and wrong because, the money raised should go to the cause, obviously. So that's another exciting part just with this technology and the blockchain, just how everything is there. You can go and see where your money is going and what it's actually doing, because I don't know, before the blockchain that wasn't possible.
Yeah, you didn't know what they were up to behind the scenes.
No.
Yep. So we've covered NFTs, we've covered your brands, and we're not done yet. I mean, I could talk for another hour.
We literally could be here for the next month talking about
Yes,
everything.
unfortunately,
You don't have time to sit down with me that long. So we're going to hit some other topics kind of semi-quickly, but the Metaverse, okay? I follow you on Twitter. You've got the ParisHilton.etf address. I see that, I go, oh, okay, that's something to get into, so I figure out how to do that, right? Now I hear Metaverse is something, right? So it's like, I got to get into that. What's Roblox? What is this? You're ahead of all of this, and you already have your own island in Roblox. First of all, explain what that is and what Roblox in the Metaverse even is, because I'm not even totally sure, I don't think.
I have been thinking about the Metaverse and planning this for a long time before there was a word for it, before there was the name Metaverse. Back in 2018, I was doing my documentary, The American Meme, and I had created this whole, place where people could come and watch me DJ and be their own avatars. And I was mapping myself out and, building this world, but the technology wasn't really there yet. But now it is today. So I'm so excited. We launched Paris World instead of Roblox. And I want to really bring in real life experiences, and I get to do so many incredible things, but not everyone gets to go to Neon Carnival, or they don't get to go to New York Fashion Week. So I just bring everything I'm doing in real life to the metaverse, and people can go there. They can go into my house, into my doggy mansion. They can buy a pink Bentley. They could just hang out. We have concerts, and people I have DJs come in, and I'm in there all the time, which my husband will come in and he's like, honey, get off Roblox. I feel like I'm like the little kid who won't get off the video game.
It's kind of like a video game. How would you describe it to somebody who hasn't been, then doesn't know what it is?
It's more than a video game because it's like actual real people who are in there, and everybody could be what you want to be. And it's fun, just shopping and going and buying these digital wearables and changing your outfit and your hair and your accessories, or if you want to just have a little dog next to you, whatever you want, and you could just be hanging out with people in the metaverse. And I just invested into Sandbox as well, so we're going to be building a part of a Paris kind of world there as well. Snoop Dogg just did his entire project with them.
Okay.
So that's another exciting one. And then Decentraland, I have my genies, which I also invested in. So my genie character and Ferocious the artist, his character went and we headlined this music festival, and everyone came in and was
a music festival just for Roblox?
This one was Decentraland.
Oh, okay.
So there's all these different metaverses.
Oh,
everyone
okay.
is, my favorites are obviously Roblox and Sandbox. Gala Games is killing it as well with all the games they're doing. So there's just a lot of people are building different metaverses, and it's basically just, I think, the next thing in pop culture.
Yeah, and you did a New Year's Eve ball drop or something. Yeah. I read that you had more people there than there were in Times Square, which is hard to wrap your head around. You're like, that's pretty cool.
It's insane. We had 400,000 people come to the Neon Carnival, and in real life I think there was 10,000, so we had way more at mine, obviously, because everyone from around the world could be able to do it. Yeah. And then New Year's Eve I was in on my honeymoon, and we were in the Maldives, and I was just DJing in my suite in bed on New Year's.
Oh, cool.
And just watching all of the kids and everyone having the best time, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. I don't know. I hope one day that when I have a daughter, she'll just want to be partying in the metaverse only.
Yes.
Safe at home.
Not in real life. Yeah. A sketchy house somewhere.
Yeah, honey, you could just be at home in our living room and be in Ibiza, but not really there.
Yeah. I don't want you there yet.
Yeah.
Okay?
I bet my parents wish there was a metaverse back then.
But you had to do it in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how I used to be the queen of the clubs, and now I've moved on to the queen of the metaverse.
That's cool. What they're calling you, queen of the metaverse. So you're the 7th most influential person in the NFT space, according to Money, which is crazy. And now you're queen of the metaverse. I mean, first of all, with the metaverse, how do you make money in that? Or hasn't it not really been figured out, the model yet? How does it work? So you're going to put all this time in the metaverse, you're having fun and stuff, but you go, I'm getting a lot of people together, people seem to like it, there should be a way for me to make money somehow. How does it work?
For myself, well, we're working with different brands where they're coming in and having their products brought in, billboards, activations.
Oh, okay.
So we've been partnering with a lot of different, huge brands that are coming in and doing that, and people wanting to build hotels and build stores, and it's basically just having, your billboards and all of that in a digital world. And then for creators, during the New York Fashion Week we did, I really wanted to uplift the Roblox creators. And there's so many of these, digital wearable designers. So we did a fashion show, and, all the Robloxers made basically their digital wearables, which we had on the runway.
Oh,
and
really?
then people could buy them. So anyone could build a game or, create a look or an outfit or an accessory, and people buy them with Robux, which then goes into their account. So, and they could obviously turn it into real money if they want.
Wow, that's insane. And I think the beauty of that, it's kind of like when YouTube started, it sounds like to me, right? Where you could be a kid in Iowa and just have some kind of dream, but you're never going to be able, for whatever reason, to go to New York, to go to NYU Film School, or USC, to go to film school there and kind of get connected to that world. But you can just get a camera and kind of start figuring out yourself. And same thing with, these kind of designers you're talking about too, It could be, again, someone, and no offense to Iowa, I'll pick another state. Somebody in Florida, right? It could be some kid in Florida who's been into fashion and has no real way to break through. You go, okay, I can start an Instagram page, but these days, how hard it is to get through everything else. And I got another fashion brand, and okay, no one's gonna care. So it seems like it's cool because it's the beginning and it's giving kind of a level playing field.
Definitely, which I think is just amazing. Like, I've been talking to even kids who are 11, 10 years old, and they are creating these amazing looks and building their own fashion brand in the metaverse. It's pretty amazing because that wouldn't have been possible, before this technology was available.
So, Paris, you're an early seed investor in all these startups, right? And I have notes, and I never use these notes. They're kind of just a crutch in case I choke and don't know what to say, but that never happens. You've invested in so many startups, and before we started, Paris goes, hey, write this one down and make sure you talk about this one, this one. I got sloppy handwriting. I can't even read all of these, right? So I'm gonna leave it up to you. What do you have? There's so many, you can't talk about all of them, but talk about some of the ones that you think are really innovative and doing something new and cool.
Okay, well, I have my notes too because there's a lot.
There's no shame, Paris. I got notes, you got notes, come on.
All right, good, yay, all right, okay. All right, Origin Protocol, I talked about before. Mm-hmm. It's a blockchain platform, decentralized marketplace for NFTs, obsessed. And the next wave is SuperLayer, which is a crypto venture studio building independent consumer Web3 projects. And then Every Realm, which is a digital real estate vehicle. Afterparty is a the company that builds Web3 platforms for artists, musicians, collectors, and creators. MoonPay is a concierge service to buy NFTs, so it just makes it simplified for everyone to be able to pick NFTs, and I love them. That's where I got my Bored Ape from. Also, Yuga Labs, they are the ones that are doing the Bored Ape Club.
Mm-hmm.
And
you might have heard of them.
Yeah, you might have heard of them. Genies, which is avatar technology, and my Genie is so amazing. She's the one who DJ'd at Decentraland with Ferocious. Sandbox, I actually just went to Austin and we did South by Southwest, and I DJ'd their event, and now we are building a world inside of there. Mad Realities, which is a decentralized media platform that reimagines entertainment for the modern world. And these are other investments, but I'm only talking about the Web3 ones. My Muse, Restless, it's a digital fashion label enabling brands to access the metaverse in a scalable way. AirChat, Portal is something I'm so excited about. I'm going to go there actually on Friday to go
Are they here
to
in
go
LA?
play with it. Yeah. It's basically this device that can beam you anywhere in the world, and it looks like kind of like a tall, not box, but it's shaped like that, and you can be anywhere in the world and it will teleport you, not physically there, but it looks like you're literally there. iHeart used it during the pandemic for some of their concerts, and I was there on set and I was just looking at it. It literally looks like the person is inside this thing. Mm-hmm. It's sick. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to start using that technology for my upcoming book tour and just other things, so I can literally be everywhere at once.
You are everywhere at once, even without this teleporting or whatever this thing is. You are everywhere at once, which is pretty incredible. Now, what I'm going to talk about, no one knows what I'm talking about, okay? Rainbow High is on all the time, and I usually zone out when this is on. I'm playing on my phone, I'm not paying attention, I'm daydreaming, right? But I'm watching the other day, and all of a sudden, oh my God, Paris Hilton's here. I'm like, what the hell is Paris Hilton doing on Rainbow High? It's basically a show about influencers, like an influencer type high school. You got one girl's a DJ, one other one's a video creator, whatever. And you had good advice for me. You're kind of a teacher on the show. So this is some of the messages that Paris gave the girls on the show, and it's cartoon girls. So one was, remember to take care of yourself, be your own hero, which is good for anyone to hear, not just children, right? When you let others shine, you'll shine even brighter. Another great message. And then you communicated with one girl telepathically, so we're not necessarily sure what the message was there, but I'm sure it was positive.
Yes.
Now, I like how you're inspiring not just women artists, you're doing reform for schools, for some things that you ran into and you want to make a real difference. You're, inspiring 5 to 7-year-old girls, my daughters, which is pretty cool. And I want to know, just kind of, before we leave, what are some positive, inspiring messages you have for the inspiring entrepreneurs watching now?
Say just go for your dreams, and if people tell you no and you really believe in it, just do it and take risks and be brave and work hard and surround yourself with good people. And I love the advice I gave on Rainbow High. It's like, if you let others shine, you'll shine even brighter. So I feel, especially with 1111 Media, that's what I really want to do. I want to inspire, uplift, and, just radiate kindness and beauty and just, make the world a better place. So I feel like what you put out in the world comes back to you. Like, I believe in karma.
Yep.
And when you're a good person, good things will come to you. And if you're not, then bad things will.
We don't have much time, but we didn't really touch on 1111 Media. You just summarize kind of real quick what it is and what you're doing and what you're looking to do in the future with it.
1111 Media is my new media company, and it's a integrated, modern media company, and we do everything from digital, television, audio, products, licensing, content, NFTs, Metaverse. We do it all. And, since I'm the one who is the blueprint and wrote the whole playbook on the creator economy, I thought the next best step was to build a creator-focused media company where people could come, creators could come, and really be understood and be able to launch their own products, launch shows, and just have a space where people can come to really just make their dreams come true. Just like 1111 Make-A-Wish. I feel like I'm like the fairy godmother, makes the wishes come true. And
You're like Willy Wonka.
yeah, exactly. So it's just, it's been amazing just building this company, and I've loved what Reese Witherspoon has done with Hello Sunshine,
100%.
and LeBron James has done with Spring Hill, and it's like the traditional media companies before were based basically on like magazines, newspapers, all that, and now I feel like it's the age of the creator right now. So it was just like the next step in this amazing journey that I'm having, and I'm excited just for all the new projects we're doing, and really uplifting just so many different artists and creators in the space. And stay tuned, because there is lots coming from there.
Now, Paris, I'm going to make a segue that is unbelievable. We're talking about making dreams come true. We're talking about 1111 Media. Well, don't you have a partnership with ZipRecruiter for people to actually work at your company?
Yes.
So talk about that. That's pretty badass. Because normally you see a celebrity with like a media company like that, and it's like all inside media people who work there, ex-agents, ex-production guys and stuff. And the average person has zero chance to get hired there. A lot of those sites are like so cool, they don't even have like email addresses or contact info on there. So there's no way to even reach it. But it sounds like you're reaching out and trying to get talent from wherever. So talk about that.
Well, as our conversations went on, you can obviously see we have a lot going on at 1111 Media. So we are growing the company, and we are really looking for people who are interested in the space and who want to learn. So I was excited to partner with ZipRecruiter, and we're doing a sweepstakes where a person is going to be able to win, and we're going to fly them out to LA, and they're going to come meet with me and all the members of my team and learn about every different area and vertical of what we're doing, and just get that expertise, and keep finding people with them, because I love what ZipRecruiter does, and again, I love making dreams come true. So I'm excited just to see all the submissions. And May 9th, we are launching the sweepstakes, so people could enter either through the ZipRecruiter app or just online.
Okay.
And yeah, we're going to be having different challenges so people could win more entries. So people can stay tuned, and I can't wait to meet the winners.
Wow, that's incredible. And finally, the podcast. Everyone should check out the podcast. Talk a little bit about that.
My podcast, I have my audio company with iHeart, and one of my podcasts is This is Paris. And
It's good.
Thank you. It's so much fun because I just feel like, I really wanted a safe space for my friends and people to come on and just have real conversations. And it's just been so much fun. This used to be a nightclub, actually. It was Club Paris, but I grew up, and now it's a movie theater / podcasting studio.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So,
Great
thank
setup,
you.
too.
It's comfy couch. So my friends just come over, and we just have these really interesting conversations. And I love also being able to have my own platform there, because before I had a podcast and before all of this, the media was really always writing my narrative, and I never really
couldn't control it.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to tell the truth, and now I can set the record straight. I can say when things are happening. People can hear it, straight from the source.
That's powerful.
So yeah, it's very powerful.
And I think the cool thing about that too, guys, if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out, is Paris is pretty cool. And I'm not just saying that because she's here. What I really like about you, other than all the other stuff we've talked about and how you're into tech and all this other cool stuff, is you're really inclusive, meaning not just supporting gay rights and stuff like that, but you have a diverse set of friends, interesting friends. You may have an artist, you may have a gossip columnist, you may have, just people from all walks of life that somehow are in this Paris universe. And it's a pretty cool universe to be in.
It really is. We were doing interviews last week, so now I do these things called Wellness Wednesdays.
What's that?
It's basically every Wednesday I have a different person come in who has an expertise in wellness or something about health or just anything. And we had Deepak Chopra on.
Oh, wow.
And then we had Iris Apatow on right after. So it's just fun to have a conversation with Deepak. And then right after, Iris and I and my friend Lucas Gage, who has been the guest host the past couple weeks. And I just love being able to just have all these really fun and interesting conversations, and the listeners are loving it. So
Great.
it feels good.
I've interviewed a ton of people, hundreds of people, and I gotta say, you're one of the smartest people I think I've ever sat down and talked
Thank
with.
you.
And just so passionate about tech and excited. And it seems like a lot of times, when we get older, or this happens to other people, you kind of get set in your ways and not willing to change. You just get kind of stuck in the way you've been doing things. And it seems like you're the exact opposite of that. And you always want to see what's happening next. And you're always interested in what's going on. And you're always interested in what the kids are doing and what's next. And I think that's really cool. And it sounds like you live a really passionate life. Is that key to kind of everything you do, is passion?
For sure. And thank you so much for the compliment. That means a lot to me. And I just do everything with passion. I am an Aquarius, so I'm a very naturally creative person. So I love to be creative. I love making beautiful products for my fans to enjoy. And I love just bringing that sparkle to the world, because we need it.
I think that's a great thing to end on. First of all, thank you so much. We finally hooked up and did this. This was great. I've been looking forward to it. Everybody, if you like this, check it out. We're kind of pivoting. We're doing new entrepreneurs every week, and we're doing cool entrepreneurs. I did Rich the Kid, the rapper, who's into NFTs, which is wild. You wouldn't expect. I did John Varvatos, the fashion designer, last week. Make sure you stay tuned every week, and you're gonna get tips, because I know a lot of you are aspiring entrepreneurs out there. You're gonna get real tips that you can apply to your life too, from the best in the biz. So thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.